So, I killed a pothos once. A pothos, the plant that has literally one job, which is to not die, and I managed it. I pulled it out of the pot and the roots were just gone. Brown, completely collapsed, smelled like something had been sitting in a puddle for 3 weeks. It was bad. And the worst part, I had already lost 2 other plants that same month. Same thing, root rot. And I genuinely had no idea what I was doing wrong. So I did what most people do, threw it out, bought a new one, put it in the same soil, watered it the same way, and then wondered why it happened again. I did that for 2 years. 2 years. Before someone finally told me about hydrogen peroxide. That boring brown bottle sitting under your bathroom sink right now. $1.50, any drugstore. And look, I was skeptical. It sounded too simple, like, that's it? But I tried it. And I haven't lost a plant to root rot since. So in this video, 4 methods: hydrogen peroxide, any plant, root rot, fungus gnats, pests, mold, all of it. Stick around. Okay, before we get into the methods, I just want to quickly explain why this stuff actually works. Because once you get it, everything else makes sense and it stops feeling like some weird folk remedy your neighbor told you about. Hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. Basically just water with one extra oxygen molecule hanging on. And that extra oxygen, that's doing all the work. When it hits fungus, bacteria, or the soft body of an insect larva, it releases that oxygen. That release, that oxidation, is what kills them. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, but won't it kill my plant too? At the right dilution, no. Actually, the opposite happens. That oxygen aerates the soil, gives roots a better environment to grow in. So you're not just solving a problem, you're actively improving things at the same time. The one thing I need you to hold on to before we go any further, 3%. That's it. Standard brown bottle, any drugstore. Do not go stronger than 3% on your plants. Stronger doesn't mean faster, it means damage, and we're going the other direction here. Method 1, root rot. Root rot is sneaky, like genuinely sneaky, because by the time you notice something wrong above the soil, the yellowing, the drooping that won't bounce back after watering, the roots have already been struggling down there for a while. It's a fungus, thrives when soil stays wet and oxygen starved. Roots suffocate, can't pull up nutrients, can't support what's growing above them, and once a root is gone, that root is gone. But the plant, if you catch it in time, the plant can still make it. So, take it out of the pot, gently shake off the soil, and just look. Healthy roots are white or light tan, firm when you touch them. Rotted roots are brown, sometimes almost black, slimy, and they kind of just fall apart if you handle them at all. Grab scissors or pruners, clean ones if you have them, and cut every single rotted root off, all of it. I know it feels aggressive. It feels like you're making it worse, but a dead root isn't doing anything for that plant. It's just sitting there feeding the fungus. So it goes. Mix 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 2 parts water. Dip the remaining roots in, or just spray them down completely. It's going to fizz, and that's not something going wrong. That's it working. That fizzing is the oxidation killing off whatever fungal spores are still clinging to the healthy roots. Let the roots air dry, 20-30 minutes, repot into fresh dry soil, and hold off on watering for a couple days. Just let it settle. Now here's the part I really need you to hear, because this is where most people fix it once, and then repeat the exact same mistake. Hydrogen peroxide treats the symptom, it does not fix the cause. 9 times out of 10, root rot comes from overwatering or soil that just holds too much moisture. If you go back to the same habits after this, you'll be back here in a few weeks doing it all again. Fix the rot, then fix the watering. Both matter. Method 2, fungus gnats. Everyone hates fungus gnats, and honestly, they've earned it. But here's what most people get wrong. Those little flying bugs, the ones hovering every time you touch the soil, they are actually the least of your problems. Annoying? Yes, absolutely. Doing the damage? No. The damage is underground. Larvae, living in the top few inches of your soil, feeding on root matter, feeding on fungus. You can't see them, you won't feel them, and you won't even know they were there until your seedlings start wilting for what seems like absolutely no reason. And by then, there's already a second generation hatching. So, 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 4 parts water, pour it slowly over the soil, full drench, let it run out the drainage hole. Watch it bubble as it goes through. That bubbling is contact kills. It's hitting larvae in real time as the solution moves through the soil. Do this once a week, for 2 to 3 weeks, not once, not twice, and stop when it looks better. 3 weeks minimum, because fungus gnats hatch on a cycle, and 1 treatment catches 1 generation. You need to break the whole cycle, not just slow it down. And while you're doing this, let the top inch of soil dry out completely between waterings. Fungus gnats need damp soil to lay eggs. Dry surface, no eggs. No eggs, no new larvae. You're hitting them from both ends. Honestly, the dry soil thing alone will stop most fungus gnat problems from spiraling out of control. The peroxide handles what's already living in there. Dry surface stops what's coming next. Do both. Method 3, pests and mold. This one doesn't get talked about enough. I don't know why, because it works really, really well. Powdery mildew on the leaves, aphids, spider mites, that fuzzy white stuff on the soil surface that looks like someone spilled something and just left it there. All of it responds to a hydrogen peroxide foliar spray. And spider mites specifically, I'll be honest, I'm still a little amazed every time because they're stubborn. They hide under leaves, they come back, they laugh at half measures, and the peroxide spray just handles them in a way I genuinely didn't expect the first time I tried it. I'm not entirely sure why it works as consistently as it does on mites, but it does, every single time. The mix here is lighter, 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 6 parts water. Lighter because leaves are more sensitive than roots and you don't want to burn them. Spray the tops of the leaves, the undersides, the stem, and the surface of the soil. Do it in the morning so everything dries before evening. Wet leaves sitting overnight invites a whole different set of problems, and then you're dealing with 2 things instead of 1. For mold or powdery mildew, usually see a difference within a day or 2. For aphids or mites, repeat every 3 to 4 days until they're gone. One thing worth mentioning, if your plant is already stressed, recently repotted, underwatered, sitting in bad light, test the spray on 1 single leaf first. Wait 24 hours, check for yellowing or spots, then go ahead and do the whole plant. I skipped that step once, on a calathea. That was already having a genuinely rough month. Sprayed the whole thing. It did not appreciate it. Test first. Save yourself the guilt. Method 4, the Preventative Soak. This is the one I wish someone had told me right at the beginning, before the lost plants, before the 2 years of making the same mistakes over and over, because this one doesn't fix a problem, it stops one from starting. Every new bag of potting mix you open, every new plant you bring home, already has things in it. Fungal spores, pest eggs, sometimes larvae that haven't hatched yet. None of it visible, none of it obvious, just waiting. And 3 weeks later, you've got fungus gnats or mold creeping across the soil surface. And you're going through everything, trying to figure out where it came from. It came with the plant or the soil. That's almost always the answer. So, before you pot anything new, 1 part hydrogen peroxide, 5 parts water. Pour it through the soil once, let it drain fully, let it dry a little, then pot your plant. You're not sterilizing the soil. You're not nuking it. You're just clearing out whatever was already in there, waiting for the right conditions to become your problem. After that, maintenance soak every 4 to 6 weeks. Same mix, same method. Takes maybe 2 minutes. And it's the reason I genuinely cannot remember the last time a fungus gnat situation got out of hand for me. It's not dramatic. It won't make a great thumbnail, but it works quietly in the background, and honestly, that's the best kind of solution. The ratios, one more time. Okay, ratios. Let me run through them one more time because I always forget these, even after doing this for years, so don't feel bad if you need to write them down. I basically always do. Root rot treatment, 1 part peroxide, 2 parts water. Fungus Gnats soil drench, 1 part peroxide, 4 parts water. Foliar spray for pests and mold, 1 part peroxide, 6 parts water. Preventative maintenance soak, 1 part peroxide, 5 parts water. Always 3%, always mix it fresh right before you use it. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down fast, especially in light. Leftover solution, store it in something dark, or just mix a smaller batch next time. Look, the reason I keep coming back to this stuff isn't because it's exciting. It's not a discovery, it's not a secret, it's just, it works. It's cheap. It's already in your house, and when it breaks down, nothing left behind. Just water and oxygen. No residue, no chemicals sitting in your soil, no waiting a week for something to arrive while your plant quietly gets worse. I think about that pothos sometimes, honestly. It didn't have to die. I just didn't know yet. And if you've got a plant right now that's looking rough, roots that don't look right, bugs that won't quit, something that just feels off, check under your sink first before you give up on it. If this helped, thumbs up. It helps more people find this, and that actually matters to me. And if you've used hydrogen peroxide on your plants, or you try one of these this week, drop it in the comments, good or bad. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.